fixtures are concerned, that will all be confirmed over the weekend.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. I mean, some of the first four draws, the first three teams that you'd see, it was like very juicy fixtures. But obviously, we still need to find out when those games will occur. But there's some interesting ties that will be just amazing to watch.
Yeah, look, if you look at Paris, the defending champions, the draw suggested that Bayern, Barca, Atalanta in their first three, but as we just mentioned, that will all be clarified over the weekend. They still do, though, have a lot of work to do if they are to hold on to their championship.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we look at Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Atalanta, we know how strong they were last season as well. Spurs coming into the mix, Sporting, Newcastle, their first sort of run in the Champions League for a long time, so they'll be eager to obviously impress as well. And then Atleti, you can never write them off. So really a testing sort of group stage for them.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be a testing group stage or league phase for pretty much everyone, as you saw with Pot 1. A lot of those Pot 1 teams have got plenty of Pot 1 opponents in the league phase. The very same story for Pot 2. We did mention that Arsenal are the headline act in this particular pot as semi-finalists from last season. They do have Bayern, they do have Inter, they do have the likes of Atleti. It is going to be really difficult, and it's going to be trying for the likes of Juventus as well, and the likes of Club Brugge, who are also in pot 2. We're going to move on to pot number 3 now, and this is where things start to get a little interesting. Bones, Tottenham Hotspur, you were immediately sort of adorned with a bit of a smile on your face, because that's not the worst or the most difficult draw.
Yeah, on paper at least, and obviously going according to the first two results in the Premier League, I mean, certainly there should be a good sort of 12 points in there for Spurs, and 12 should be enough to sort of get you through to the next phase, if not part of the first 8, probably the next 8, which is still fantastic. So I think it's all there for them on paper at least. PSG will always be tricky, especially away, and you've got Villarreal and a couple of sort of wild cards as well to boot.
So it really is about getting the job done nice and early. And in looking at pot 4, let's perhaps then do ask Julia to help us make sense of what she has seen from the draw just itself. Not necessarily just pot 4, Jules, but exactly what the fixtures have turned up for us.
Okay, here are my headlines from this draw. I'm still spinning plates trying to work it all out. These are the headlines. Real Madrid face Manchester City, which is a repeat, obviously, of that knockout round game, which gave us 9 goals across the two ties, obviously. Liverpool, which is a repeat of the Paris final, and they also face Juventus, so there are some cracking games in just the group phase, and I suppose that's why we love it. How about this for a headline? Kevin De Bruyne goes to Napoli, and Napoli have drawn Chelsea and Manchester City, a club where he spent a decade. I mean, talk football writes its own headlines. PSG have a really tough one. They're Bayern, Spurs, Newcastle, and obviously Barcelona.